And here we go, we've got our first crew of the day rolling in down at the ramp, and welcome back, crew, to the greatest show on earth, and that is the Miami Boat Ramps channel. I'm your host, Broncos Guru, and today we are visiting 79th Street, and our crew, they're standing outside the boat on the rear swim deck, look like they're trying to have a little fun, but Cap, he's gonna brake check that fun and try and slow this boat down. Oh, and there he goes, he's like, sit down, which is where you should be in a situation like this. I wouldn't want to be on the swim deck of this boat already. You can tell Cap's all over the place with the throttle. I mean, I guess the saving grace is the swim mat being strapped down the back as they waved the cameras would probably help from falling overboard. So our crew's turning in onto the dock. We've got one of the ladies with a line in hand. The other lady who was dancing has decided to sit it down. Well, Cap decided she was going to sit it down. And our girl's swinging the rope like a lasso. So here we go, the boat ramp rodeo about to begin. So we've got two people on the ready, it looks like, with our girl in the back. We've got somebody in the bow. It appears he's got a line in hand as well. And one tiny, tiny fender. That's going to do nothing here. So our guy, let's see, we got a hand on the dock. Nobody from the bow's touching anything yet. Our girl goes for the stretch and the grab to try and bring him over. And that should pull the bow around. So she goes for the first toss, has a miss. Second toss has a miss. Third toss, she can't find it. Fourth toss, her rhythm is all off. 5 no-go. And she's went for it 5 times and missed all 5. So here we go, we've got somebody coming back now. The 6th time's a toss, that's a miss as well. 7 no. Unbelievable, 8 times. The 9th one, the fingertip grab, and it took 9 tries to get that line onto the dock. But they should be good here as our crew's gonna get them pulled over. So our next crew coming in, and they're down a motor. So this is a twin engine boat, only one's operating, and they're trying to come in on one engine. So Cap swings it around, they're heading toward the dock. He looks like he's brake checked it back a little bit, and it's always a little more difficult, especially on a twin engine boat when you're a motor down, because everything's not quite centered. I think he just lost the second engine. They're done. They're dead in the water right this second. Both motors are down now. So I can't believe nobody's going for the grab. Up in the bow, somebody should have a line trying to loop one of those poles. But no, they don't do that. And now they're kind of drifting away. I mean, at least here it's protected. They're not really going to go far. But they are now drifting away from the dock. So one of the jet ski rental guys down here is trying to disconnect from all the skis he just towed over. And it looks like he's going to try and give this crew the assist and maybe get them towed in on the dock. But first things first, gotta handle business. So he's trying to get all the skis he just dragged over here out of the way. So he uses a little water pressure there, kind of kicks him back over to the dock, and now comes back over to this vessel, it looks like, and is going to try and assist them with the tow. I'm wondering if they ran out of gas. Because it's interesting to be down one motor, then lose the second engine, and it won't restart as well. Tells me that it's likely a fuel issue of some kind. So he's starting to pull them over. They're pointing to the dock they want, but at this point, guys, if you're getting the tow, you take whatever dock you get. And they're trying to alter lines. We've got our young lady in the bow, and she's going to go for the grab. So there we go. She gets a hand on the dock. Now she's gonna hang on. She didn't grab a line. Maybe the line she was gonna use is the one the ski's holding? I'm guessing so. Another good reason to keep extra lines on the boat because you never know when you're gonna need them. Just running with 2 lines is never a good idea. So the ski's trying to get him far enough forward where you can get them onto the dock and give them their line back. As they're rolling with the slow drift in, it looks like one of our guys is going to try and get off of this thing. And everybody's going to kind of fight to get off now. As one of the guys is getting off, the other guy barrels his way forward as well. Like, let me off, I'm done. And they've got a line, but now somebody's got to go back and try and get that stern line where they can get it over while everybody's just focused on the bow. And here we go. The other guy, I thought he was going to get off. He's going to move to the back and try and get him set up at the stern. So our crew's trying to line it up as they come in. We've got somebody in the bow with lines. And Cap's going to have to give her a little bump of throttle here to kind of get him closer to the dock. So there we go. Coming in a little hot now. He's going to have to push off. And our guy goes back down to try and grab the close save as he's going to try and push him to keep him from going underneath the dock. Our guy's clapping about it like, yeah, there we go. Success being on the dock. Always an interesting one to see how everybody sets these fenders up. And the reason I say that is these fixed docks, obviously, it's a little more difficult. It's not the same as a floating dock where I can just set them in at like the water level on the boat and call it a day. You never really know how these are going to set up when you approach. But obviously, you can tell here they're struggling with the low tide issue. The boat's wanting to go underneath the dock. And looks like they finally have it to the side. And that rear fender looks like it's about right. Sitting on the window, be just high enough to clip the edge of the dock. So our crew's here been working for a few minutes on trying to get these skis off. You can see our guy on the right's removing the rear straps. And the guy on the left has pretty much gotten his broken free. And our girl here, we kind of missed it as we were panning over. She hit the slick part of the ramp and just slid down to the water line as we see there. Always have to use caution down here at 79th, especially when the water's low like this. That ramp is super slick. So our guy looks like he's about ready to try and get this thing off. And his buddy's just gonna... you think he's gonna leave it there? Like, that's what we see everybody do down here at 79th. They don't use the dock for anything. He'll just back the ski right under the concrete and go park the truck. And there you go. He almost slipped and fell right there, too. So his buddy's trying to push the one on the right off and not having a whole lot of success here. Wondering if he's not quite deep enough. It definitely isn't floating. I mean, it budged a little bit right there. I watched him walk around, so he definitely took the strap off on the starboard side of the stern. And now they see the camera as they point it out as we're filming him try to get this off. I didn't necessarily see him grab the port side strap, but I'm assuming if he grabbed the starboard side, he did. And the easy way to do this would probably be just to back up another foot, and the ski would probably float right off. But instead, he'll continue to try and manhandle it to break it free. There we go. Just had to get the right leverage and right angle. So our crew here is trying to walk it off. Man, they got this one so close to the dock. You can see the guide pole on the right-hand side. It's actually touching the dock. To give you an example of how close they called this one. Now our guy's getting out to check out the deal. Kicks the shoes off. Starts sliding down the ramp. I thought we saw somebody going down for a second. He's able to catch himself and wisely two hands on the truck to try and make sure he's got balance as he finishes going down the ramp. But you can tell the caution being exercised here now after that initial slide. And here comes his buddy. Is he going to do the same thing? That guy pole is buried into the dock right over there. So wisely, he walks down, grabbing the truck almost immediately. But yeah, they just put this trailer right into the dock. No cares given. So our guy here is getting ready to launch, doing a little double check sweep, making sure he's got everything ready to go. Not a bad plan. I mean, it's better than figuring out after you put it in the water that you needed to do something. So removing straps, getting her ready, and we've got a jet ski coming in on approach. And in typical 79th Street fashion, it appears they're going to skip the dock as well, and let's just run this baby onto the concrete. I mean, this might be a good job for somebody looking for a career. A fiberglass repair person or gel coat repair person in Miami that does nothing but focuses on jet skis, because these guys just put them all on the concrete. So you know darn well they see plenty of repair action. And he's just going to leave the kid even. He doesn't care. It's like, yep, bro, just stay there, float. You're all good. Here's an extra life jacket in case, you know, you fall off. And this is why we see so many skis just floating away down here at 79th. It's not uncommon on a single day for us to just watch it. We'll come down here and set up, and there'll already be a ski floating away. And Cap comes in on approach, starts to make his turn to the starboard side to come in on the dock. But the guy in front of him is launching too, so he can't come all the way up, as that's our guy we saw prepping a little earlier. So we've got somebody in the bow on the ready. And Cap starts to leave the helm for some reason. And there we go. They all go for the grab at the same time. And it looks like this one's just a dump and go. And she's wondering if she forgot something, though. His Cap's hanging on by his fingertips now, trying to keep it over there without letting go as they look for whatever she's left behind. And there we go. And now Cap should be able to push off from here. I don't know what the girl's doing who's leaning over the far edge of the other side as well, as our crew's going to go ahead and line this one up to get back out of here. And our guy who is taking his sweet time to get her off the trailer, double checking everything. Again, I'm not going to knock him on that. Just wish you wouldn't do it on the lane. Do it in the prep area. But again, not crazy busy, as you can tell here. It's been overcast. It has rained a couple times. That's why everything looks a little wet, because it is. And there we go. He has her backed in and floating. Gotta be careful. You can tell how slick it is. He's grabbing the truck to try and make sure he doesn't eat it as he gets this thing ready to get lifted off the trailer. And he's going for the release. And the solo launch is not always the easiest one. So here we go. He's going to climb his way up. Nope, decides not to, which I would decide not to as well. Go ahead and leave your line up there. Walk her around. Less of a chance of falling off if you just walk it up. And there we go, the safe approach. As he will grab his line. And the line's kind of a mess. He's not really ready. I tell you what, that's one thing that's key. If you're going to launch by yourself, you definitely need a plan, and you definitely need to be ready. Because if any one thing goes wrong in your plan, it really distracts from everything. And what is he doing? So he hits one of the pilings as he's pulling it out. He's got to grab that stern line and pull that stern back around to get that bow out from underneath the dock. But no, we're just going to keep dragging. And I got a feeling he's just going to hit every one of these pilings on the way down. And there we go again, another smack. But yeah, what he's doing wrong here is that stern line, if he just pulls it in, he can walk it along, but instead right now the bow is getting caught because of that low tide underneath the dock and smacking every one of those pilings as he tries to walk it down. Oh, sometimes these things are hard to watch. There we go. He's got it around now. What is he doing? So he's pulling it around the end of the dock for some reason. I don't know why he didn't just tie it up at the end of 2. And especially then dragging it over to 1, which the sign says is a jet ski only dock. Like it's for jet skis only to launch and retrieve. But it looks like he's going to pull it over there and tie it off to block that dock for some reason. Not sure why he would do this instead of just leaving it where it was. Other than trying to tie up 2 docks at one time. I mean, nice guy, right? But finally, he'll get it pulled over here, I guess. And again, let me know in the comments if you got a justification on this one. Again, he's not even supposed to be on one. It's for jet skis to load and unload only. But right now, in theory, he's got kind of 2 docks tied up. Somebody comes running over to give him a hand out of the blue. I don't know where this guy came from. So we had a little rainstorm push through, but the sun has finally come out after that. But now it is humid as all get out. And of course the ramp's busy because that storm rolled through. Everybody starts coming back in. So here we go, our first crew on approach. So our girl goes for the reach, the grab, but no line on the ready. But we do get somebody off the bow who does have a line. But our girl in the back still holding on. And here we go. Somebody's gonna... Nope. I thought he was gonna help her with the line, but no, he's just gonna jump off. Almost falls backwards. He's not happy for some reason. But there we go with the stern line as well. And maybe that's what the frustration was he didn't understand why nobody was grabbing the stern. But sometimes you just gotta lead people to what you want them to do. So if he'd have just said something instead of jumping up and just doing it, I guess I understand. Sometimes it's just easier to do it yourself. That anchor doesn't look like that's set right. Hopefully they realize that before they try going through Haulover or something silly. So we got our next crew waiting patiently right back here as well. And looks like he's eyeballing 2 also, possibly going to sneak in right behind this other crew. So we've got one person. It looks like 2 people with lines on the ready. But they're going to be docking on the side. The grill's on as well. That one's always interesting also because typically it hangs further off the boat. So our guy's up in the bow. Like a couple more inches, bro, and I can reach. And now Cap's backing off. There we go. Forward, hang on. Comes in a little hot. He jumps off a little fast. Oh, watch your foot. That guy tried to get his foot in between the dock, and it wound up between the dock and the rail on the front of the bow. But there we go. They wound up getting it pushed over. But again, you always got to be careful. You can see here the grill hanging off the back is further out than the boat, and it's a good way to knock that grill right off. And next, are these guys going to go for one? One's typically reserved for jet skis, and they got a pretty darn big boat. Bow first, got to be careful. Winds up hitting the dock. The guy had the line, but tossed the line to head up to the bow to try and save it, but it's a little late on this. And then, of course, you're going to contend with the mat. So Cap's trying to bring her around. Oh, maybe they're not getting off. They're just loading. Tough to tell for sure. I mean, I saw this guy put something on, but I'm wondering if the guy just grabbed it from his hand. But I'm assuming both these people are getting on the boat and they're just getting back out of here. If that's the case, really no need to tie up. Load your crew and move on. And there we go. The line toss, the miss. Gets it on the second one. But again, I mean, on this one, I wouldn't even wasted my time with this. If you're just loading 2 crew members onto some stuff, by the time you get it tied up, you could have had everybody and everything on and just gotten out of here. And she's struggling to hold the line. And there we go. He kind of gets it over. But man, you can see that wind and current's trying to pull off the dock hard now compared to what it was doing earlier. And our crew is coming in. Low tide troubles again. Cap came in. They wound up missing. We were filming somebody else, and by the time we got over here, we kind of missed it. So they're going to have to give it a second attempt to try and get it lined up and back over toward the dock. You can see Cap's kind of drifting off the wrong way. He's got to get this thing turned. There we go. Getting the bow pointing in the right direction. Little forward action. And we've got 2 people over here, it looks like, on the ready. And, he almost went for the step off, but he almost fell off. And there we go. Steps on the guide rail. Comes over, trying to keep it off the dock, and there we go, our second one. And somebody takes off either for the bathroom or the truck, I'm not sure. So we got the lines, and this crew should be good to roll. So I'm not sure with this one, if this was just a quick bathroom stop or what. One person went running off the boat, and then all of a sudden they're taking back off again. Maybe they need to get something out of the car. I'm not 100% sure. But it was a quick one. They weren't here long. And back out and on their way they go. But we've got another crew that's been waiting patiently back here, and they're going to sneak in right behind them. So here we go. Turns it a little wide. He's going to have to bring it back around. We're putting out fenders on both sides for some reason, which means somebody thinks things are going to get a little wild down here if we need to protect both sides of the boat. So Cap winds up missing. He's going to have to reline this one up. And he might lose his spot as somebody else is backing down on 2. And that's a pretty big boat. So when they start backing down, he's going to have to keep pretty far back. So he resets, but I'm wondering if he's not going to switch lanes now as well. And he does. We're going all the way down to the end. So, decides to switch it up. Head all the way down to some of the last lanes here at 79th. I don't know why he didn't do that earlier, actually. He was kind of waiting and came back to that other one. And he could have just snuck into one of these a little bit before that. So now we've moved all the fenders to the side we're going to try and dock on. Cap does the slow walk up. Interesting approach with the engine turned all the way. And here you can see, if you look up in the background, you see our guy grabbing the trailer? This crew is struggling to get that jet ski trailer down. He's dragging it along. But they are struggling to get it over there into that jet ski dock. So this crew winds up getting it on. And again, you can see he's... It's tough to see because you can't see him in the screen, but you can tell he's picking it up. There we go. Winds up picking it up and pulling it all the way over to try and give his buddy the hand. I mean, at this point, you might as well just walk it down. Just keep carrying it until he's got it right. And he's going to have to stay over there and help him on that one. So this crew backing out, watch out, they wind up backing in to the dock. Which is funny because both the girls are just sitting there staring. Neither one said anything. Gotta be careful, he's backing into the trees now over there as well. And our crew here has the slow roll approach. Our guy's like waving his hands like, bro, come on, you can get it over here. As they are struggling to get it over onto the dock. So Cap's going to have to back out and try and line this one up one more time. So he's pointing to another dock, like trying to call his shot, like maybe we should go over there. Throws his arms in the air like, bro, what are you doing? And he's still trying to talk him out of it. And the old birthday party on the water. The one thing I don't like is seeing these types of banners and balloons. So he doesn't have any balloons up, so maybe they didn't have any. I won't knock him on that. But you just know at some point in time that banner is going to wind up in the drink. And I'm just guessing it's not paper. I could be wrong, though. So trying to walk it over. And there we go. The crew's got the lines on. As our guy's hanging off the stern. Still just trying to hold on. And there we go. Excited to see the camera. Miami is one of those places for you. It's one of the few spots when we're out here filming that people actually really get excited when they see the camera. So they're trying to walk it up. That stern's coming around. Bow's going underneath the dock now. As you can see, the wind started to pick up down here. Giving them a tough time trying to get it over. And here's our excited crew. Let's see how they do as they come in on approach. And the simple layover of the line right there. I mean, that's about as easy as it gets. Didn't even have to try for a toss, just sets it right over the pole. So our crew's coming in, Bender's dragging. I'm gonna try and line her up. So, good pace on approach. Not a terrible approach angle. No lines on the ready yet, though. That's a mistake. Interesting, you see our guy in the blue shirt up here. He's struggling pulling his boat over as well. So, Cap, trying to get him lined up. Everybody kind of comes to the side. Got to be careful. Such a low freeboard on this boat. Just look at how low the gunnels go when everybody jumps over to that side. So, Cap, you've got two hands on the dock. At this point, kill the motor, but instead, he's still under power. And one of the reasons you kill the motor is this. As he's still under power, he's kicking it out to the side now. Now the stern is kicked out, and he's got to bring the bow over to try and get it back around. But like there we go. His buddy went for the grab, and now Cap reverses off, and we are basically sideways drifting now. So a little bump into gear, but he's got to be careful. They're starting to get close to running this one up the ramp, which again is not uncommon here at 79th. We see it all the time with the smaller boats and jet skis where everybody just skips the dock. So I thought they had it for a second. I thought the guy in the stern was going to be able to grab, and all of a sudden it's kicked back out again. Our guy in the bow has it with the foot. He's got to be careful. Look at how low they've got these gunnels as he's hanging over, though. He's trying to pull him back over. So he's going to step off. Definitely don't recommend this method. And he's going to do the layup line over the pole. And the guy in the stern's kind of like, bro, you got to get me in closer. Is he going to go for it? He looks like he wants to. He is. Now he's going to stretch it out. And there we go. And he winds up bringing him over. And this crew should be good to roll from here. So our guy who was struggling pulling the boat out on the left, they're finally pulling out now. And yeah, that doesn't look right. She looks a little crooked on the trailer. So they're going to have to back down and try and see if they can recenter this one. Probably why our guy was struggling to get it pulled up. It drops it just deep enough to get it refloated a little bit. And I don't know, are they going to make adjustments? I don't even know that I would make any adjustments. I would just try pulling it back out a little slower and see if it self-levels on the trailer. No, somebody's over there at the bow winch, and he's trying to crank it down. But typically on this one, I mean, I guess he could release a little pressure on the bow winch. That could be the reason it was sitting off. Typically on that one, what I would do is just get it refloating, and you're just trying to bring it off a little slower to have it recenter to try and get it back to level. So whoever it is back in the truck, though, and here we go. And they look good this time, and they should be good to go. And speaking of good to go, we're going to go ahead and get out of here as well. Thanks for watching, crew. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Miami Boat Ramps. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlets. My channel, Broncos Guru, does some great comedy boating videos over there as well. And of course, we got Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature down at Haulover Inlet. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.